Hello, this is Ashee from Crafting with Ashee and welcome to this video. I hope this finds you all well. I have a cute little Christmas card to share with you today. Now actually this card was made initially, I made this card in team training with my upline, and we used different papers and stuff as different sentiment, but I thought I'd share it with you. I love it. I call it my Pointy card because it stands up on its three little pointies like that. You can see. And it's just so cute. Fun fold little card. So this version is real red with the Lights Aglow Designer Series paper. I'm going to do a different version now. I'm going to do Shaded Spruce. And I have here a Shaded Spruce A6 card base. That's a standard card base. That's an A4 sheet cut in half and then folded in half. And we're going to do some little cutting. So I'm going to bring in my trimmer. Now we need to find the halfway point exactly of our card base. So this card base measures 14.85 centimeters, and so half of that is going to be 7.42. So let's find 7.4 and a little bit, and I'm just going to make a mark at the top here with my scoring blade, just so I have that center marked like that. And now we're going to cut from the center point here to the score line here. So let's just line that up in our trimmer. Just take your time to make sure everything is nicely lined up as best you can. Can't really see very well in this light, but we'll hope for the best. Okay, so you've got it like that, and then you're going to do exactly the same on the other side. So I'm going to line up our points just like that, and then it should look a bit like an envelope just now. Okay, and then you've got your two little triangles here, and they should be the same, which they are, and save these because we need these for the card as well. So I'm going to put that aside. Now, as I said in my original, I used the Lights Aglow Designer Series paper. For this one I'm going to use Santa Express, and I've got a piece here that measures 10 centimeters by 4.35 centimeters, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to find, as I should say, 14.35 centimeters. We're going to find the center point of this, which is 7.1, and we're going to mark that off. So 7.17, so roughly somewhere like that is the center point. You could fold it in half as well, and that will give you the center point. And I'm just going to mark this again using my, what you call this thing, my scoring blade, and you can, very difficult to see, but it's just there. And you're going to line up that point again with the opposite point, just like this, just like that again. So you're making a sort of triangle, and that point is easier now to see, says me. And then you should be left with three pieces like that. Okay, and we're going to use two of them like this and one the other way. You'll see in a minute. Okay, so let's bring back in our card base, and I have here a piece of basic white cardstock, and this is what I'm going to put on the inside here for our inserts. And all of these measurements will be on the blog post on my website, and the link to that is in the description box below, so don't worry about that. There's also a link to all my social media links, including my Facebook group, where I actually host a monthly online card club, and we could make projects just like this together via Facebook Lives. So do come and check that out. So now you can see we've got our white in place. Now we're going to start to put our Designer Series paper, and I'm going to see what I want and where I want I think I'm going to have it like this. I like these dots. I want the dots to be the biggest bit. And you're just going to line it up, and I'm actually going to put aside my lovely seal and rather use my trusty Tombow, just because it gives me a little bit of wriggle room to get things properly lined up. So take your time lining it up, don't rush it, and it'll be fine to move about, especially if you don't shove it, you know, rub it down. Well, that looks fine to me. So that's the first bit. Now our two triangles, I'm going to show you how they're going to fit on our card. As you're going to see, they're going to fit on like that. So that gives you an idea of how we want our paper to look. It's going to look with our paper. They're going to fit like that. As you can see here, we've got this one piece here, the long edges to the top rather, so just like that. Okay, so that's what we've got here. So I use my original as a guide, and I'm going to put this one in here, and then this one in, just like that. And I know I haven't got my orientations the best, but you will do a better job than I have done. I'm not wasting another piece of designer series paper. It will still look pretty. There's so many presents there, you almost can't tell. So like that. And then this one on this one. Usually it's good if you can pick a piece of designer series paper that has two patterns, neither of them have an orientation. If they do, you need to be careful, which I wasn't. So learn from my mistakes. But as good as well as if you can pick one piece that has two designs you like on either side, then you don't need to use another piece. Okay, so now we are going to put our cards on here. Now, I've got glue all on my fingers. I hate glue on my fingers. Do you hate, what's your pet hate in crafting? I just can't stand the glue on my fingers. I'm just weird like that. Okay, so we're going to put this on here, and you need to make sure both this point and this point are butted up to this side and this side, but obviously not like that, because that would just look yucky. So we're going to butt it up something like that. Okay, so you're going to put glue just on this bit here. Rather too little than too much glue, I would suggest. You can always add a bit more in later on. Okay. See, like here I can see I don't have a lot of glue there. And now that I've got it in position and I know roughly where it's going to stop, I can add just a little bit more and know that it's not going to be on the wrong side of my card, just like that. You can even just go underneath here and just, there we go. So that's what you've got so far. So now we're going to do exactly the same on the other side and try and get each side even. I tend to use my grid paper to help. And try and get each side roughly the same. So let's put some glue here. See whether we can get them roughly lined up the same. That's better. And they cross at the top. Okay. I'm just going to see that that's fine and check it stands up. Well, it stands up. The Tombow obviously doesn't. Yeah, it stands up fine, as you can see, which is lovely. So that's what we have so far. I think it still looks pretty. Let's set that aside and let's do some stamping. So we're going to need a scrap piece of basic white cardstock. So let me see what scraps I've got. Here's a piece I've obviously used before. And we're going to use Merriest Moments stamp set, which is this one. A joyful, we can use lots of different ones here. You've got a joyful Christmas to you and yours, together is the merriest place to be. But I'm going to use a joyful Christmas to you and yours. And I'm going to stamp this time in Shaded Spruce. So let's down, hold it up, lovely, close that up, set that aside, and I'm going to bring in my next piece to show you, which is this piece of gold glimmer paper. Now, I can't remember, I did cut it down. Now this piece measures 2.5 centimeters wide, and then you can make it as long as you want. I'm going to make it about the same length as before. So I'm just going to use my scissors just to cut that down, just like that. Sorry for the squeak. And then I'm going to use my Banners Picker Punch, which is this one here. I'm going to use this to pen at the ends. So I'm just going to feed this in. And then, see how beautifully it punches through in our punch. It's just lovely. Get rid of that. Just seems to really cuts like butter. It's lovely. There we go. And then this one here that we just stamped, I'm going to use the lasting label punch to punch this out. So let's get this in the punch, try and center it, or get it at least straight. That'll do. Okay, get rid of that. And then I've got another piece here of Shaded Spruce cardstock, scrap. And I'm going to just punch another one out, like, whoops, lock up my punch again, like that. And then I'm just going to take this and cut this in half down the centre. Come back with my seal, put a little bit on either end here of my stamped image, and I'm just going to use this as just to create a little mat, just like that. Try and get it as even as possible, but it doesn't look too shabby. Now on my original, I can't remember, did I pop this up with dimensionals? I did, so let's put some dimensionals on the back here. As you know, I'm generous with my dimensionals, so don't look at me in shock horror. Okay. Yes, I know. Everyone's rolling their eyes at me. Okay. So now we are going to put this piece here. So if we roughly somewhere like that. So let's put some adhesive on the back here. And put this in position. Trying to get it centered as best you can, but don't worry too much about it. just like that. I think I've got glue somewhere here on my desk, and I do. The good thing with steel is that you can just rub it off like that if you do. Then we're going to add this piece. Take off all these pesky backings. That's the only time it's annoying that I use a lot of embellishment, a lot of dimensionals, and then just put that in the center like that. And there we have it. There are 2 cards. So which do you prefer better? The real red and the lights aglow, or the shaded spruce and the Santa Express? Which one do you like? Which card do you prefer? So you can see they stand up really nicely. Simple cards. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, I'd be grateful if you could give it a thumbs up so YouTube know, and please don't forget to subscribe to future videos. As I said, all the links are in the description box below for my social media and my website, so do check those out. So thank you again, and until next time, enjoy being creative. Bye.